Welcome into the Better Green podcast, where you guys listen in and we help you cash out. Follow us on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram at Better Green. That's Better, Bettor Green. Listen to our podcast on Spotify, Amazon Music, and more, and subscribe to us on YouTube to watch highlights from the show. Last week in the Big Three, I went 3-0, Zach went 2-1, and Ethan went 1-2. The squad ride took its first hit. Zach, did we jinx the squad ride?
Go to the bank for that. I'm telling you, I love it.
Guys, it's undefeated. Undefeated so far.
Maybe I did say it was the most confident one that we've ever had, which I probably should have said that was pretty idiotic. But if Travis Kelce doesn't fumble, that hits. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Rip.
That was tough, but it's all good. I mean, 2-1, that's profit. So.
Yeah.
Bounce back.
Absolutely.
For sure.
You guys want to talk about my parlay for a second?
Yeah,
Please.
man, you were close.
I was so close.
Big time.
I was so close. If you guys read my article on Cooper Sports, I did a 16 parlay, Cowboys -10.5. That hit big time.
Easy.
Steelers money line. Check. Broncos Ravens under.
Big check.
Check every week.
Big check. Browns -7.
Nice.
Checkaroo.
I checked it, but I didn't feel good about that one. I really did.
That was weird.
Yeah.
That was,
Chargers money line.
I told you. Tried telling you.
You did.
Tried.
You did. Even on Sunday, you were trying to tell me, and I just wouldn't listen to you.
That line movement was crazy, man. Like
it
was wicked. That line movement. 4 points, I think, have changed. That was crazy.
Yeah. And Chiefs Bengals over. Ethan, did you say it was like 1 point? I forgot what it was.
1 point. It was a missed Harrison Butker 50-some-odd yard field goal and a failed defensive stop on or I guess a successful 3-and-11 for or 3rd-and-11 from the Bengals.
I can't believe Joe Burrow completed that, man.
Dude,
that was like a shot in the heart. Yeah, that was a dot. I mean, Joe Burrow he owns the Chiefs right now. What is he, 3-0 against Mahomes, I think?
Yeah.
I think he's been them 3 times in the last year. It's crazy.
The Chiefs hurt me so bad last week. Losing the game, losing our money line, losing my parlay.
And the Chiefs, and I'm sure you'll get over it in 2 weeks when you're the 1 seed and you're fine.
That's true.
So
that's
in 8 weeks when they're hoisting the Lombardi.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll be fine.
Speak it into existence, Ethan.
Yeah.
Lions are next year. I know it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Don't lie to the kid. Don't lie to the kid.
So, Ethan, I want to talk college football with you before we get into the NFL slate. Zach, I don't want you really saying anything on this one. But, Ethan, they picked the top 4 best teams, right?
Yeah, I think they absolutely got it right there. I know you're loving your Ohio State sneaking in the back door.
Yeah.
But, yeah, absolutely. I mean, they had an opportunity to go get that money with Georgia at 1, Michigan 2, OSU 3, Bama 4. That would have been two of the most watched football games in the history of football. And they did the right thing. You know, you could have argued moving OSU up over TCU, but I still think that was the right call. I mean, TCU went to the conference championship. Right. Ohio State didn't. They lost in overtime to a team they'd already beaten. And I believe they had, according to Matt Lasser of Cooper Sports, the 11th or 12th toughest ranked schedule TCU did.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
I mean, that was the Big 12 was really tough. So the fact they went undefeated is impressive for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Zach.
So I think that I'm pretty happy with the committee's decision there. It kind of makes me trust them going forward.
Zach, I'll let you chime in, man.
No, I actually surprisingly I agree with what the committee did.
Oh wow.
I mean, 4 teams. Yeah, I mean 4 teams is tough. It sucks that USC loses where they have to play an extra game and Ohio State sits on the couch. That's neither here nor there. And Caleb Williams getting hurt really hurt them a lot. Yeah. But I actually did a little research myself on what the 12-team playoff would look like this year if it was a thing. So obviously the first 4 teams, and you got Kansas State, Tennessee would be 8-9, Tulane, TCU, I believe, USC, Bama, Penn State, Ohio State. That would be really fun. Which I don't know, it's just kind of cool to look at what it would be. And I think, I don't know, 12 teams is going to be so much better than 4, man. It just sucks. But I think they definitely made. Yeah, that'd be so cool. And I think awesome. They'd be able to hang with TCU. I really do. And then USC, Bama would be a sick game. Kansas State, Tennessee would be cool. It'd just be, I don't know. I'm really excited for it. But in terms of what the committee did, I think TCU 3 is the right move just because, I mean, they went undefeated and play an extra game. I don't think they deserve to go to 4 for that. I want an Ohio State-Michigan rematch so bad, just so Michigan can stomp them again. But that's neither here nor there again. So, yeah, but for the most part, I agree with what they did.
Yep.
If we get an Ohio State-Michigan championship, which Ohio State's not beating Georgia, but
No,
that would
I don't
be
think so.
that would be insane.
That's the most watched
game.
football game ever, and I like obviously Super Bowl, but college football game ever. I mean, that's and Michigan and Ohio State fans, they cannot. Whoever wins that game has bragging rights for the rest of their life.
Yeah,
like that's the
true.
biggest game of the history.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
That'd be awesome. That'd be so cool.
A lot of injuries this week in professional football, and a lot of big time injuries too. Jimmy G went down, Lamar went down. And these are 2 playoff hopeful teams. So, Zach, I'll let you start with this one. I'm worried about both of them.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, the Jimmy G, they said he may come back for the playoffs. I would be shocked. I mean, obviously I'm a Dolphins fan, so I obviously didn't want him to see him hurt at all. Brock Purdy looked pretty good, but we'll see when people are actually game planning for him. Probably a lot different. I didn't think he was that good at Iowa State, but who knows? Maybe he'll be good. I think Kyle Shanahan can make anybody look decent, which is why I think Baker would not have been terrible for them, but who knows? Lamar, yeah, that's hurts. I mean, Huntley's one of the more exciting backups in the league, so at least they have that going for him, but you need Lamar in that offense for what they want to do, so that both sucks. I think the Niners, honestly, are like, in my opinion, if Jimmy G, they're the NFC favorite. I think I'd pick them to come out of the NFC, so I think that hurts them more than the Ravens, but I think they'll both be okay.
I'm not worried at all for either team, honestly.
Really?
Yep. I think Brock Purdy comes into the best situation in the NFL, second to when Mahomes came into the league, because he was just handed, just about everything he could ever ask for there.
Yep.
But, yeah, Purdy's got the best defense around him. He's got weapons all across the board. A really smart coach that's not going to put him in trouble. They're going to help him succeed. So, yeah, I'm not too worried about Purdy whatsoever. Who knows if Garoppolo's even that good? Clearly, they don't really think so. They were trying to shop him this all offseason, and they make him look good. I think Purdy's going to kind of be the same way. And Lamar, I think he's only out 1 to 3 weeks. I think Huntley is extremely similar. They don't have to change up the playbook whatsoever. So Huntley, he is 1-3 as a starter, but his 3 losses are late last year to Green Bay, the Rams, who went on to win the Super Bowl, and then Pittsburgh divisional.
Pretty sure they're all like 1-point losses too. Like the Ravens will be okay. I mean, it's only 1 to 3 weeks, and then you get Lamar back. So
they haven't looked great with Lamar though.
I mean, if anything, the injuries to the receivers and everyone, the running backs, are hurting more than that right now. So
the thing I'm more worried for is when Lamar comes back, if he's actually going to be the Lamar we're used to, if he's able to cut and make moves in the open field like he typically does. So
the Ravens need to not rush him back at all. Don't rush him back.
Yeah,
make sure he's good, because Huntley for now can hold it down. I mean, I think he'll make it. I think he'll win 1 or 2 games in these 3 weeks if he's out. So,
you guys ready to talk some? What are we in, week 14 slate?
Week 14, man. Where's the time going?
I have no clue.
This is crazy. It's nuts.
Thursday night, Raiders head out to Los Angeles to face the Rams. Rams are 6-point underdogs at home. Over under set at 44.5. Ethan, you want to start with this one?
Yeah, I mean, this game is pretty gross. Another gross Thursday night game. What would we expect? Going into the year, it probably looked pretty good on paper, but as of now, I mean, Vegas has started looking good. The Rams, I think they're just ready to ship it in and get to next year. Try to figure out their apparent rebuild that it looks like they're in. However, I actually lean LA in this game with the points. I think it's just too many. Vegas has to travel, which I know it's only like a 3-hour. They probably I don't know if they fly or drive. It's right, across the state line there. But I just don't love teams traveling. They kind of lose a day there of prep on a short week as is. And then the Raiders on the road actually have not won in regulation this year. They're 2-5. Their 2 wins being overtime wins. So that would often stay within the 6 points there as well. LA, 2 of their 3 wins are at home. So I do like the spot for LA. I think they can keep it at least, close. I don't even know if it's going to be Baker Mayfield, if it's going to be, I think Wolford's in concussion protocol maybe, or something's going on there. So they might go back with that Bryce Perkins or whatever his name was. I don't even know who's at quarterback. All I know is Jalen Ramsey's still there. He's going to lock down Devontae. So that does take me to the under as well. The Raiders have the third best passing defense in the league. The Rams have the fourth best rush defense in the league. And like I said, Ramsey is going to be on Devontae. So I think it stays under. It's primetime under. It's kind of a trend anyway. LA with the points. And my last stat to back up the Rams is as of right before we started filming here, according to the Action Network app, the Raiders are getting 74% of the bets right now. So kind of makes me look even closer at the Rams.
Yeah, I don't really have a side in this game in terms of what I think is who's going to win. I would lean Raiders, but I think my favorite play here is actually the over. So I'm going to disagree with Ethan here. I think the Raiders found their offense with Jacobs and Adams. I mean, they just feed them both those two every time. I think Rams defense is getting hurt. Donald's already ruled out. I can see Raiders scoring at least 24 to 30 themselves. And with Baker, that makes me like it even more. I mean, I think he's better than Walford or Perkins. I mean, he's not great, but I think he could do something. And the Raiders defense, they have not allowed a team to score under 20 all season. And they played the Texans, by the way. So, I mean, I like the 44.5. I think that's a little too low. My favorite prop in this game is Derek Carr over 250.5 passing yards. I think that's really good. I mean, Geno Smith had 360 on him last week or something like that. I mean, they averaged 280 yards per game in the last 3 passing. So I like Carr's over, and I like the over in the game in this one.
I like the under in this one. Mostly because I don't like either of these teams very much. They haven't been very good this year. And like Ethan, I think this game's going to be pretty close. So I think you just have to take the points. I don't see either team really running away with this one.
Yeah.
Same.
Vikings head out to Detroit to face the Lions. Lions are 2.5-point favorites. Over under set at 52.5. It's one of the highest over unders of the week. Ethan, I'll let you start first since it's your Lions.
Can you give me that spread one more time?
Spread is Lions 2.5 favorites.
Oh yeah, okay, that's what I thought you said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Don't get cocky down there. Don't get cocky down there.
Hey, we're sniffing around according to that playoff graph.
Oh, yeah. That's true. That's a lot better than in the hump, by the way. I love sniffing around. That's great.
Yeah.
Keep that up, NFL.
Yeah, who would have thunk? I mean, Detroit favored against the 10-2 Vikings. But I agree with it. I like the spot a lot for Detroit. It's their third straight home game. They've just been chilling, not traveling, getting good rest. So I like that for them. Minnesota just played 3 home games in a row, coming to Detroit, and then they have 2 more home games. So it's kind of just an odd spot for them. Their only travel they'll be doing in about 7 weeks or so. So, and just by growing up rooting for the Lions, I mean, they always play Minnesota pretty close. They've already lost to Minnesota this year by 4 at Minnesota, and I think they typically can squeeze out a win each year. So I really like Detroit at home here. Detroit is top 10 in basically every major offensive category: yards per game, passing yards per game, rush yards per game, and points per game. And Minnesota actually, as of late, has just been completely horrible offensively as well. Defensively, they're a worse pass defense than Detroit, which I didn't think I'd ever be saying this year.
Yeah.
They're dead last in the league pass defense. Minnesota offensively, the last 3 games, 31st in the league out of 32 points per yards per play. So not really moving the football that well either. So yeah, give me Detroit. I do think this one sneaks back down closer to a pick 'em by kickoff, maybe Detroit -1, somewhere in there. I don't think it gets any higher. I don't think that they're going to give us a 3 with Minnesota. So I would wait to take Detroit. I would definitely play money line. I wouldn't even mess with the points. And I actually lean the under in this game, which I don't know why. Everything points to the over. But just thinking back to games in the past of these two teams, I just see this one staying under. Just a gut feeling I have.
Yeah, I'm all over the Lions. I mean, this is probably the trappiest line of the year. There's no logical sense that they're 2.5. They were just 1.5-point dogs to the Jags at home. It makes no logical sense. This is what Vegas wants you to do, is take the Vikings. I promise you, 90% of the public's on the Vikings, and it opened as a pick 'em. money's on the Vikings, and it went to 2.5 Lions. That's all I needed to hear. It's Lions all day, and I have stats to back it up as well. I mean, Lions have been playing well since the Dolphins lost. All 5 games they've won. I mean, they're 4-1, and the Bills lost. Arguably, they should have won that game.
Right.
And as you said, Detroit always plays the Vikings tough. I mean, they got their first win last year against the Vikings, that random game. Vikings are dead last in passing yards allowed last 3 weeks. So I like Goff's over 250 yards prop all day. I think he throws a lot as well. I love the Lions this week. Maybe my favorite bet. Give me the Lions minus. I would probably take ML too, just to be safe, but I'm not scared of swallowing 2.5 either. So
yeah. Actually, I see Minnesota's only getting 53% right now, so I do think there's still multiple days for the public to come flying in on this.
I promise you. The Vikings are 10-2. The natural bettors are going, to the Lions.
Yeah.
I promise I'm all over the Vikings. And trust me when I say the Lions are winning. I'll say that.
Yeah.
And I would be extremely shocked if this line doesn't go closer to pick them. Really shocked.
And if it doesn't, that's even more telling to me. If it doesn't move.
Right.
So
I have a little interesting little tidbit for you guys here. So have you guys heard a lot of the Vikings being fraudulent?
A little bit here and there.
A little bit here and there. Okay,
From
so
us when they played the Cowboys.
Yeah. So they're 10-2, right? Points for versus points against. So a team that's, let's say, 310 versus 300, it would be plus 10. Do you guys know what the Vikings are at right now?
I think I do. So I'll let Ethan go first.
I don't. I know. I'm pretty sure they've won a ton of one-score games. I want to say they're like 9-1 or something like that in one-score games this year. So I don't know for sure, but it's got to be close.
I want to say I think they have the lowest point differential of any 9 or 10-2 team ever. I'm pretty sure it's they're only 10 maybe of points at 4 over against, I think.
That's exactly right. They're plus 10.
Yeah.
So
that's insane.
Let's look at the Eagles. They're 1 win above. They are plus 112.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
They have 5 more wins than the Lions right now. The difference between the two is 19 points.
Wow.
Yep.
Lions are -9.
Wow.
There's an argument that the Vikings could have, 5 wins, 6 wins.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just winning. They've just had the Commanders they should have lost to. They should have lost to the Bills. I mean, it says a lot about a team. I'll give them that they're winning these games. It helps when it comes later in the season, but you got to start beating teams. You just got to start kicking teams' asses eventually. I mean, you got to beat the teams you got to beat.
And they've got the 2 games that are making this so skewed is their ass kickings from the Eagles and from the Cowboys, who are both in the NFC.
Yep.
Exactly.
It'll be a closer one, but they're probably going to lose this game. So I'm going to go with the Lions as well. But I'm going to go with the over. And go with the over.
Is that a potential squad ride here? Potentially Lions?
Potential.
We can keep it on the radar.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. Making sure.
I do think, though, my favorite play, you guys know by now, I just love the teasers, and that 2.5 is just so appetizing with Minnesota. Take that up to 8.5. Love it. Probably my favorite teaser leg of the entire season. So, yeah, I think Detroit gets there. No way they're winning by double digits.
Philadelphia Eagles head out to face the New York Giants. This is a divisional game with the home Giants being 7-point underdogs. Over under set at 44.5. Zach, we were just talking about how good the Eagles have been. Are you on the Eagles?
I don't. It's hard to get a read on this game for me. The Giants are a team. I have no idea what I'm getting from them ever. It's a tough division game. 7 points is a lot for a home dog in a division game. I'm not going to be playing anything in this game. The Giants have won the last 2 in New York. I don't know. I would lean Giants +7, but I'm not confident at all. And the under 2.
Yep. I'm the same way. I like the Giants +7 here. God, I really wish there was a decisive score in that last game rather than a tie. Kind of push me one way or another. I do think New York does have some unfinished business with Washington next week, so but you can't look past Philly either. So I don't know. It is just a weird game, but home dog of a full touchdown. I think I said it last week. Philly's not going to go this entire season, more than likely winning or losing just one game. So within the next 5, I think they're going to get caught somewhere, and this could very well be it. I like the under quite a bit too. I think Saquon gets the ball quite a bit. takes clock down. Yeah, and both are top 12 defenses when it comes to points against as well. So, yeah, give me the under as my most confident in this one. But I think New York does enough to keep it close.
I'm going to go with the under as well, but I'm actually going to go with the Eagles. I like the Eagles. Was last week the Titans game?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't remind me.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
The Titans. I'm telling you.
We were all kind of on the Titans. I was kind of like wishy-washy on that one, especially like as the week went on. But I'm going to roll with the Eagles in this one. They do face the Cowboys still, so I think they're going to trip up there.
Yeah.
So
That
do I.
whole, if you guys have seen that division, there's so many divisional games still to go. Like the
Yeah, I don't know
Giants,
why
like
they
the
push
rest of
us
their
back.
seasons, like almost besides the Colts, it's all division games.
Yeah, that's insane.
I don't know why they do that.
No,
It's just
Yeah.
like it just messes everything up. Like, and it's not. I'm not saying it should be fair for a team, but the Giants playing this many division games at the end is like unfair, kind of. Because
yeah,
I don't know. It's just weird. But
yeah. There's a good chance they started with like those 7 wins, and then they're gonna get knocked out here in the next few weeks.
Right.
For sure.
Deshaun Watson and the Browns defense, I should say, head out to Cincinnati to play the Bengals. Bengals are 6-point favorites after beating the Chiefs. Over under set at 47. Zach, I'll let you take this one.
Yeah, it's tough fading the Bengals, but I'm gonna take Browns +6. I don't know. I think it's a letdown spot for the Bengals. I think public is gonna be all over the Bengals this week after what they did to the Chiefs. The Browns have won 8 of the last 9 against the Bengals as well. I think Browns struggling to score against the Texans will also have the public be on the Bengals as well. And I don't think Deshaun's going to look as bad as he did last week, as we talked about. It's his first snap in 2 years. I mean, that's a lot to ask from a guy. Granted, no, I mean, I'm not saying anything about him as a person, but as a football field, that's tough. I see them trying to feed Chubb again, like they did in that Monday night game they did.
Yep.
I like the Browns +6. It's a lot of points for a divisional game. I think the Bengals win, but Browns cover.
Yeah, I love Cleveland +6. I kind of stole my mojo there a little bit, Zach. But yeah, Cincinnati 1-8 last 9 against Cleveland. They say Burrow owns the Chiefs. Well, Cleveland owns Burrow because the last time Cincinnati beat Cleveland was Andy Dalton at the helm. As weird as that is. So, yeah, really like Cleveland. 6 points, just a ton in a divisional game. Like you said, Zach, Cincinnati's in probably the biggest letdown spot of the year. Even though they do have revenge against Cleveland, they cared about Kansas City last week more than this game. So, yeah, I think 6 points is way too much. Both teams, offensively and defensively, are extremely similar statistically. So, yeah, I think healthy dose of Chubb and Kareem Hunt. I think Cleveland controls the tempo of this game. I think it stays close. I also like Deshaun Watson to come out and actually look more like Deshaun Watson this week. Yeah, for every reason that Zach said. He's got a game under his belt now and another week of practice. And so I kind of like the over. In the past, it has kind of been a shootout as well. Last game landed on 45, the over sitting at 47 and a half, somewhere in there.
47.
Yeah,
last game landed on 45. Since he only put up 13 points in that game, I think they put up more than 13 this game. But, yeah, give me Cleveland with the points, most confident play in that one.
I'm not feeling very good now, guys. I'm going against you a lot. So I'm going with the Bengals this week. Like you guys said that they've been losing to Cleveland. I think that has to end at some point, just like Heineke's covering finally came to an end, unfortunately.
He didn't lose. He tied.
He did tie. He did tie.
He did not lose.
Lost the spread.
Lost the
He
spread.
did. Damn it. You're right.
So I think it
Cincinnati
changes.
can win. They ain't covering.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know. It's fine. I'll probably take him next week against the Giants, so it's fine.
There you go. You should. Little
Yeah,
sneak peek. Ethan, I'm with you. I like the over.
Since he's also getting 75% right now of the tickets. So,
Yeah, as I said, public's going to be all over them after last week.
Jets head out to face the Bills. I believe they beat the Bills the last time they played, but Bills are 9.5-point favorites in this game. Over under set at 43.5. Ethan, I'll let you take this one first.
yeah, this is wild to me. Buffalo has not looked very good. I mean, they kind of did against the Patriots last week, but still not the Bills we're kind of used to seeing. And yeah, you're right. They lost to the Jets 20-17 back in Week 9, which was not that long ago. And now all of a sudden the Jets they're playing pretty well with Mike White, and they're almost 10-point underdog. Don't get it. Like the Jets quite a bit in this spot. I mean, I guess I don't think the Jets win, but that's just a lot of points for a divisional game, especially with the Jets looking pretty good lately, and the Bills not looking very good. Buffalo also has Miami on deck, which at this point is kind of their biggest rival to take the division from them. So I don't know if they'll be looking ahead too much, but they could be. And yeah, I think I actually lean the under in this game. Like I said, first game stayed under 20-17, only 37 points scored. Both teams are top 6 in points per game allowed. And actually, as of late, the Jets are better in yards per play on offense and yards per play against on defense than the Bills are. So yeah, I don't really understand the line. I like the Jets to keep it close, and I like the under.
Yeah, I like my favorite is probably the over, but I'll get that in a second. I like the Jets 9.5. I think they could actually win this game outright. The Jets are good everywhere but quarterback, and they upgraded. I think we all agree that Mike White is playing a lot better than Zach Wilson would be.
Yeah.
I mean, he's looked pretty good going to Minnesota and playing. I mean, they were one play away from winning that game. That was impressive. 9.5 is way too many points. Oh yeah, that was a sweat. I mean, way too many points for a divisional game is 9.5, especially when the Jets really just beat them. I mean, and the Bills haven't looked any better really. And I mean, they're missing Von Miller's out for the year now. So I like so it goes my over 43.5. I like it actually a good amount here. I think the Bills come out pissed off. I think the offense is going to try to score. I know the Jets' defense is good, but I think Josh Allen could maybe get, 20-24 for them. And I think the Jets score 20-24 also. Bills' defense is injured. Mike White looks pretty good. I like the over, and I lean the Jets 9.5.
I don't have a great read on the over-under in this one. I do like the Jets, though. This is definitely a game that if you're looking at that Jets defense, I don't see how the Bills are able to pull away that much. And if they do start pulling away, Mike White, he has that whole team. The energy's changed.
They're literally wearing his shirts around. Like, they love him.
Yeah.
They love him.
Yeah, and they're going to play for him, too.
Mm-hmm,
I get it was against Minnesota, but they were getting chunk play after chunk play in that fourth quarter last week.
Yeah.
I mean, just a barrage of big
Garrett
plays
Wilson
to come
all
back
day.
in that game.
He's got that dog in him.
Yeah.
He does. He's him.
He's him.
I don't know if I go that far, but he's Mike White's pretty good.
He is pretty good. The Jaguars head out to Tennessee to face the Titans. Titans are 4-point favorites with the over-under set at 41 points. I think we got the Titans wrong last week, Zach, but I don't feel great about this game either.
I actually love the Titans here. I hate that I'm going with them again. They own the Jags. They're 11 of 13 against them. The 1-11 of 13. The Titans are weird. Once people start to look past them, they're like, oh, they're not as good, and then they win in convincing fashion against a team that they should be. The Jags only scored 14 against the Lions defense. Titans are, way at home. They're top 5, allowing 16 points a game. Give me that all day. And King Henry is playing his sons this week in the Jaguars. He owns them. Last 2 games, 55 carries for 345 yards. That's 6 yards a carry and 5 touchdowns. And his line is 82.5 rushing yards. That is easy. I might sprinkle 150 plus yards for him. I think he's going to feast. He's pissed off. He's getting bottled up recently. I love the Titans -4 here.
Yeah. I said I wouldn't touch the Titans again after getting burned twice 2 weeks in a row.
I don't blame you here either. No, I don't blame you.
You know what? If the Titans lose again, I might be filming this one from a mental institution next week. I'd like the Titans. Everything Zach said. They own Jacksonville. Henry is just primed for a huge bounce back spot. He's going to have a big day. Jags have not won in Tennessee since 2013. Tennessee's covered this 4-point spread every year since 2016. That's 6 years in a row that they have covered this spread.
I love it even more.
In Tennessee.
Keep going.
Yeah, Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence is banged up. I thought he tore his knee in 2 pieces last week. Somehow came back. But
thank God he's okay.
yeah, happy he's okay. He probably had so much adrenaline though, pumping through, kept the pain off. Now he's had some time to relax. That thing can't be feeling good. So he won't be as agile in the backfield there. Really like the Titans, huge bounce back spot for them as they've just lost 2 huge games against Cincinnati and Philly. Obviously 2 great opponents that we can't really blame them for losing those games. And they still control their destiny. They're still gonna win this division. And what better bounce back spot than to get another divisional win at home? Love them.
Okay,
Yep, same.
You talked me into it. We're gonna go with the Titans again. We're gonna ride with the slaps if they come.
I'm not sure we could squad ride this just because it's the Titans. I'll say that. I'm not sure we could squad ride it, but
no,
we all like it. Ethan, no. Don't even. Don't do that. No, I cannot squad ride the Titans. I just can't. I can't let the people suffer like that and watching them. But Titans -4 is a good look.
Yeah.
The Battle of Texas. The Texans head out to Dallas to face the Cowboys. Cowboys have a line of 16.5. They are favored. Over under set at 45.5. I was on the Cowboys last week. I was pretty bullish on them, and boy, did they cover for me. I hate to say it. I hate to swallow the points, but I'm doing it. And I'm taking the over. Zach, I see you shake. I see you nodding your head, man. What are you thinking?
Yeah.
That's a big number.
Are the Texans gonna score? That's actually a serious. I actually don't know if they can score a point in this game. The Cowboys, I think they're the best team in the NFC. Top to bottom roster-wise, I think they're the best team in the NFC. Them and the Niners are probably the most talented in my opinion. I mean, the Texans are a high school football team. It might be the worst team I've ever seen. I'm not even trying to they're just not good. And the line's this high for a reason. It's so many points. I'm not going to be betting it just because I cannot take a team that's this favored. It just sucks knowing that they have to win by over 3 scores. But if anyone takes the Texans with any confidence, I would like to know why. So that's what I have to say. Oh my God.
No. Ethan, stop.
I'm not even.
He's doing it to himself.
But not with much confidence. I literally started handicapping this game, and everything I was looking at, I'm like, I'm not even gonna write it down because everyone knows this. Like, yes, Dallas is so much better offensively, so much better defensively. Dallas is towards the top in every statistic. Houston's towards the bottom, and we all know this. I just think. I think it's way too many points. It's extremely inflated because of the ass kicking the Colts got in the fourth quarter alone last weekend. That game was actually really close. Colts were looking like they had a chance to pull that out outright, and it just got away from them. I think they had 5 turnovers in the fourth
33
quarter.
33 points in the fourth quarter for the Cowboys.
Yeah, it was just insane. And for Houston, I mean, this is their in-state rival. This is probably their Super Bowl. This is the only game they probably care about left on their schedule here. By no means do I think they're going to win it outright, but I think Dallas just gets in, gets out, takes their win with them, moves on. But yeah, I just think 16, way too many points. So give me Houston. Also, Dallas is getting 65% of the bets. It's not huge, but this game has gone from 17 to 16, so there's a bit of reverse line movement coming in on Houston to make me like it even more. Probably won't bet it, but way too many points in an NFL game, in my opinion.
I can tell you if anyone's betting Houston this season, they're down a lot of units. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ethan, I want you to guess the points per game average that the Texans have.
Oh, God. The differential?
No, the actual points per game.
Oh, how many? Okay. Probably like 9.6 or something.
15.7.
50, yeah.
I mean, that's only over.
They were competent in their first 4 games.
Yeah.
And
then,
probably the last couple of weeks it's probably below 10
or
below 14.
And now they get to face the Cowboys defense.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's.
I don't think the Cowboys care. The Cowboys might not even be practicing. They might just said, hey,
it is
bye week times 2.
I mean,
I don't.
Wait, do they play the Eagles next week? Is it next week?
No, what a joke! They play the Jags.
Oh my gosh!
Because I was gonna say that could be a look ahead spot, but
I think maybe verify that. I'm pretty sure they have the Jags next week.
Go ahead, I'll do
it. The defense alone might score 16.5 points to cover. I think I said last week it might have been when just we were talking, or it might have been in the podcast last week. We'll have to go back and look. But I was saying the Cowboys, they can cover they score all the points and the Colts don't score any. And that came true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it could happen again.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see next week. I'll be pretty happy if I can come in here with a Houston cover next week.
No. You are not putting your dollars on it enough. You're not putting your dollars on it. There's no way.
I haven't yet. We'll see.
Oh my God. I feel bad for you if you're watching that game and you're hoping for the Texans to cover.
Oh, I won't be watching that game.
How high would this line have to be for you to take?
The Texans?
Yeah.
21.5, 22, 23. I probably wouldn't take it. I don't care if it's 30.5. I actually don't know if I could take the Texans. I'm serious. I'm not watching another game of the rest of the season for them. I don't care.
Ethan, how low would the line have to be for you?
This is pushing it.
Exactly.
I don't even love 16. If it gets back up to 17, I might have my money on it.
And that's saying something. The fact you're not confident in a 16.5 point spread for an NFL team. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, because they get paid to play football too. I mean, that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
But I mean, I feel bad for Texans fans. I hope Davis Mills is playing this week now, so I guess something to look forward to. But he has to face Micah Parsons, so have fun.
Yeah. Ravens head out to Pittsburgh to face the Steelers. Steelers are 2.5 point favorites. It's the first time it seems like they've been favorites in a while. The over-under is set at 37 points. Zach, I've been with the Steelers the last 2 weeks, and I might be with them again. Where are you?
Same thing. I like this. I like the Steelers team, man. I really do. I like Pickett. I think obviously we talked about earlier, no Lamar, and Huntley's last start actually came against the Steelers, and the Steelers won 16-13. He's 1-3 as a starter. We talked about that already. Ravens offense just hasn't looked good. I mean, that game last week was terrible, pukable versus the Broncos. And Steelers at home are always a safe bet, in my opinion. They've won 4 of the last 5 against the Ravens as well. Pickett's been looking better. Najee's looking good. The Pickens news is a little scary that he's, mad about not getting targeted in a win. It's kind of concerning, but I think Tom will get him in check. I like the Steelers -2.5 here, and the under, naturally, 37. But
agree with the total, but I like Baltimore quite a bit this week. I'll just get it out of the way right now. Throw them in that teaser with Minnesota. Get both teams up to +8.5. Absolutely beautiful. Favorite teaser of the year. Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. And I think Baltimore can win this game outright. I'll probably get in on Baltimore just by themselves if this gets back to 3. Don't think it will, but Baltimore, I mean, this is a big game for them. Kind of like we were talking about with the NFC East. Baltimore has 4 of their 5 remaining games in the division. Right now they do have that lead over Cincy, but their records are tied. So, I mean, they need to win every game they can, especially in the division right now. So I think that is pretty big. Baltimore's 4-2 on the road as well. So they are having success away from home. And Pittsburgh's only 2-3 at home this year. So I do like Baltimore quite a bit. I think this line was, Baltimore -4 before Lamar Jackson was knocked out, and it's shifted 6.5 points. I don't think Lamar is 6.5 points better than Huntley by any means. So I think there's a ton of value on Baltimore. Like him quite a bit with the points. Love him in teasers, and I think they get the outright win.
Do you?
I do.
I'm worried about the Ravens even making the playoffs right now. They've just looked terrible.
Yeah, their defense has been better, but their offense, they just need to get healthy and find some weapon for the guy, man.
Like, if we're being honest, they should have lost to the Broncos.
Yeah.
The Broncos are terrible.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Under's free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, they can't score. I saw some, there's something on Twitter going on. I don't know who to credit here, but something about how Russell Wilson has less touchdowns than bathrooms in his house or something crazy like that. He has 14 bathrooms in his house. He has 8 touchdowns. He's on pace to have less touchdowns than he has bathrooms in his house. It's just funny. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to make of them. But their game's coming up next, actually, so we can talk about it.
Okay. Speaking on that really quick, I saw Denver as a team, I think, has 14 total touchdowns, and Jamal Williams, Lions running back, has 14 total touchdowns. So you don't see the Lions on the right side of that stat almost ever. So
love just bringing in Lions random stats just to make yourself.
We don't get it. We never get it. We're usually the team who only has 14 touchdowns. And our running back is never, since Barry Sanders, never the guy that has them. So
that's true.
Yeah,
it's definitely not Swift. Rest in peace, my
No.
fantasy teams.
Yeah.
The Chiefs head out to Denver to play the Broncos. Over under set at 43.5. And I want to ask you guys, when you think the last time the Broncos beat the Chiefs was?
Oh man, 2015.
I'll give it 2017.
It was 2015.
Ooh,
9/17,
Wow.
2015.
I was gonna guess that date.
Yeah, okay. What Do You Mean by Justin Bieber was the top song at the time. And Can't Feel My Face by The Weeknd was
That's a good song.
that is a good song. That was like the week before. So this is how far back we're talking. And then their winning streak started when Peyton Manning threw those 4 interceptions, and that was like the last regular season game he started. And Brock Osweiler came in.
And then Brock Osweiler came in.
And ever since then, the Chiefs have won every single game against them.
God, I'm getting old. I remember that game like vividly. Jesus.
Yeah.
7 years ago? God damn.
Even though they broke our hearts, I'm rolling with the Chiefs again. And the over-under, I've been wanting to see what this line was, because you have like one of the highest scoring offenses versus one of the lowest. And set at 43, that's like perfect. 43.5. Zach, do you have a lean either way?
I don't have a single bullet point in this game. The Broncos are the same with me for the Texans. I can't bet again they're playing, unless it's the under. I mean, but the under scares me in a Chiefs game.
Yeah.
I'd lean under, and the Broncos with the points. I guess it's a division game, and playing in Denver's tough. I mean, 9.5 points is a lot, even though they're just abysmal. Can they score 9 themselves? Probably not. I mean, I'd lean under. If anyone takes an over, they're out of your mind. Here comes Ethan with the over, probably. So I'm not betting anything in this game. Sorry.
No, I'm finally putting my guard down. I'm finally on the Broncos under train for sure.
Good.
Don't think
This is
there's
when
any
it
other
hits.
way to look
No,
at
this is
it.
when the over hits. So keep in mind.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Hey, it will. One of these last games, that over will hit. But yeah, I don't think so. I think Kansas City wins this like 31-10. So I think it stays under. I think KC probably blows them out. I too. It's funny you said that, Zach. I literally like stopped handicapping this game. I didn't write anything down.
I didn't care enough. Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I lean Kansas City. I won't be betting that. But yeah, just a bounce back spot for KC. Just a get right game. They have Houston on deck, so they just aren't worried whatsoever. No look ahead at all. So yeah, I think they're focused. I think they come in, get it done. I don't think Denver scores enough to get it ultimately over the total of 43.5. So yeah, Kansas City minus the points and under.
Yeah, it's the under. And like the 9.5 points, I know you're saying it's a lot for divisional games, Zach, and I agree. But with as bad as the Broncos offense has been, how many touchdowns do the Chiefs need to score just to get up 10?
No, it totally makes sense why the line's 9.5.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy that it's that big in Denver in a division game. Is crazy. That's how bad the Broncos are.
Yeah. Yeah, that's telling. Okay, Panthers head out to Seattle to face the Seahawks. Seahawks are 4-point favorites. Over under set at 44 points. Ethan, I'm going to let you start with this one.
Yeah, so like Carolina quite a bit in this game, getting the 4. Horrible spot for Seattle. They're coming off that game against division opponent LA Rams, and we all know the Rams aren't that good this year, but they did kind of give them a game there.
They barely beat them. Yeah, it was the last second touchdown.
Yeah, a really tough game actually for Seattle. Now they have to turn around. They have a short week going on Thursday Night Football, and they have to go play the 49ers. I believe it's in San Fran. Could be wrong, but that's a short week, and that game means everything to Seattle this year. That's going to probably decide the division. Now they don't have Garoppolo, so in Seattle's heads, that's a chance. That's a wounded animal that they're ready to go pounce on and take advantage of. So I don't think they're going to care too much about Carolina. They're going to want to get in, get a win, get out. So I think 4 points. I like it quite a bit. Carolina has actually had the 5th best yards per play in the last 3 games, which is kind of mind-blowing. They will have Sam Darnold, who's 1-0 as a starter now. He's had an extra week now with the bye to prep. So I think Darnold can get it done. Seattle's missing Kenneth Walker. He'll be out for them, and he's been a beast. So that's going to hurt them. Carolina's actually 3-3 in their last 6 games as well. And one of those losses was that overtime one where DJ Moore scored late, took his helmet off, got penalized, and missed the extra point, missed a field goal in OT. So they could very likely be 4-2 in their last 6. I think Carolina is just flying under the radar. They're not nearly as bad as what people probably think, just looking at them. So I think 4.5 is just way too many. I like Carolina quite a bit. I think they could win outright.
Yeah, this line seems a little short to me. Seahawks -4 versus the Panthers caught my eye. I like the Panthers. Public's gonna be all over the Seahawks here. You talk about Kenneth Walker. They don't have him or Rashad Penny. That's big for that offense. They're not going to run the ball as effectively as they used to. Panthers sneakily have one of the defense has been really good. It's their second NFL in points allowed the last 3 weeks with 12.5 points allowed.
Good.
Yeah, like the Panthers. I mean, this line is really short for a reason. So give me the Panthers +4. And my prop, little sneak peek to what we're doing later, is in this game, so I'll wait to talk about it.
Yep.
Okay. Zach, I'm on the exact same side as you, so we're just going to move on to the next game.
Sounds good.
Buccaneers head out to San Francisco to face the 49ers. 49ers are 3-point favorites, over-under set at 37. That 3-point favorite, I think that is due to the Garoppolo injury. Because this would be a much bigger line if Garoppolo was
6.5 probably, and I think it would be.
They scored 3 points against the Saints up until the last 3 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
This offense, man, they've already been struggling, and now they get the 49ers defense. Give me the 49ers. And as far as over under goes, I'm gonna go with the under. Zach, which way are you leaning?
Yeah, I think Tom Brady loses to Brock Purdy. That's gross to say.
Yeah.
I watched the Niners firsthand last week, the whole game. I'm a Dolphins fan. That defense is ridiculously good, and they're getting air. They got even more healthy last week, and they're facing a Bucs offense that is just. They should never huddle again. They didn't huddle the last 2 drives and they scored. I don't know. The Bucs are just not good. I lean Niners and I lean the under as well. Both defenses are really good. I mean, Brock Purdy is just. I mean, you don't know exactly what you're getting out of him yet when someone game plans for him. So I lean Niners, won't be taking them, and lean the under.
Yep, I'm in the same boat for both. I actually love the Niners. I will be taking them. I think, kind of like I said, Purdy's just in such a great position. It really probably doesn't matter who's playing quarterback. Also, Tampa's not going to have much film on Purdy at all. I always like playing on a big-time player. Either they're playing on a team when the first week after they lose a big-time player. So I think Purdy does well enough to win. I think the defense is insane. He has plenty of weapons around him to succeed. So, yeah, really, really like San Fran there. Tom Brady showed us he can't hit the deep ball to save his life. Their first drive on Monday night was an 8.5 minutes drive that ended in a field goal. So I think this is similar. Now they're going against a better defense than the Saints have. The Bucs still do have a pretty good defense themselves. So definitely. I think it's a lot of running for San Fran short passes. They're not going to make Purdy throw the ball deep. Brady can't throw the ball deep. Screams under to me. And I think San Fran gets there fairly easily.
I agree. The Sunday night game, Dolphins head out west to face the Chargers. Chargers are 3.5-point underdogs at home, over under set at 52. Ethan, I'll let you take this one.
Yeah, so I lean towards the Chargers with the points in this game. Believe it's 3.5 right now. It could be a 3-point game either way. If the Chargers lose this game, they're fade city the rest of the year. This is I think their last shot of making the playoffs. They need this win. I would lean LA. I think I like the over a little bit more. I think Mike Williams is going to be back. He's at least practicing this week. If Mike Williams is back, that really opens up the offense for Eckler. That takes double teams away from Keenan Allen. So I think LA is going to be able to pass the ball. Obviously, Miami. Waddle was banged up last week. I think he plays, though. I don't believe he's on the injury report right now.
Yeah,
so
he's good.
We've talked about Miami's offense countless times. Just great for the over. I think it's just kind of a shootout. Miami's first in yards per play against last 3, which doesn't go too well with that. But LA is 31st. So I think Miami gets their points. I think LA keeps it close, maybe backdoor covers here. So yeah, give me LA plus 3.5 and over 52. And then last thing, I don't love teasing, giving 6 extra points to 3.5 point spreads, but I heard a stat today that at home, every game that the Chargers have been an underdog in the Justin Herbert era, if you add that extra 6 points, 16-0. So it's kind of
That's good
tempting
to know.
to get that up to 9.5. Don't know if I'll do it, but it's pretty good sample size there.
Yeah, so obviously Dolphins are my team here. I picked my spots well with them though. I don't just bet them every week. I told you last week I didn't want to pick a side in that game. Had a bad feeling about it. I love the Dolphins this week. Love them in this game. I see Dolphins offense just coming out pissed off from last week. They're not. Chargers defense isn't even close to what the Niners are.
No,
not even remotely close. I mean, they're bottom 3 defense overall and second worst defense at home in terms of points against the Chargers. Dolphins should have Teron Armstead back, left tackle, massive. They missed both their tackles last week against Bosa and that D-line. That's just a recipe for disaster. Waddle, as you talked about, I think he's going to play. He seemed okay at the end of the game, but who knows? I think Dolphins score 30 plus themselves. Mike McDaniel even said after the game, don't be surprised at what happens this week. So I like the over as well because Dolphins defense at home. Dolphins defense on the road, as I talked about last week, is just terrible.
Yeah.
But I love the Dolphins and I love the over in this game.
Yeah, I love the Dolphins too, and Tyreek Hill knows this defense.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
he's going to have a field day.
He is, and I think it's set at his player prop is like 93.5 yards. I'm surprised it wasn't at 100.
Yeah, I mean, you could alternate bet him 150. I think he's gonna have they're gonna throw around the yard and then at the Chargers, it's not really a big home field advantage either. I think they're gonna be slinging the rock all day. Tua's gonna have a lot of pass attempts. It's just gonna be a shootout, and Dolphins are gonna score. I think they could score 40. Honestly, they're gonna come out really pissed off. So,
yeah, with Waddle playing,
go with the over.
Holy cow!
Yeah, I mean,
with Waddle banged up playing.
Also,
wow,
a little different angle is the Tua versus Herbert debate. We all know about it, draft.
Yeah.
I think McDaniel tries to really show that Tua's better than him. I truly think this game means a lot to Tua himself as well. I think they just come out pissed and Dolphins roll, to be honest. So.
And I heard this stat, and I want to, before we get to the last game on the slate, this is looking forward to next week. So, Zach, I believe the Dolphins, they face the Bills next week, correct?
Saturday night. Big game.
Saturday night. So, we're looking at the Bills playing a noon game on Sunday, and then the Dolphins have to go all the way out to the West Coast and play in the night game. So, when the Bills are going to be home, by the time this game even starts, they're going to be getting home early in the morning the next day for the Dolphins. Is that any factor to you guys for next week?
I can tell you that next week, do not bet the Dolphins. That's what I'll say in that regard. I think it's a very tough spot for them next week. But this week, after that game last week, I don't even think they're thinking about after that game last week that was facing a third string quarterback. Basically, they're just coming out ready to destroy. So I'm not too worried about that. Next week, I'll be worried though for the travel and stuff. But
yeah.
I did forget to say that too. I definitely worried next week, and I do think that there's a little concern for worry this week as well, just with the look ahead there. That is a huge game for Miami if they want to win that division. Last week's game was in San Fran, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So did they stay out there or did they travel back? Do you know?
I mean, naturally, I think they just stay there. I don't know why you'd move, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. If they went home and came back, I mean, that's a long.
That's even more travel than you're already doing on yourself. Yeah.
Right.
I don't think they would, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
That might be worth looking into if you guys are going to be placing bets.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the last game, the Monday night game. Patriots face the Cardinals. Cardinals are 2-point favorites, 2-point underdogs at home. Over-under set at 44. Cardinals have been disappointing all year and have been terrible at home. Ethan, do they get a win here?
I don't think they do. Like you said, they're horrible at home. They're where is it? I have it written down. 1-6 at home this year. No home field. We said the Chargers have no home field advantage. The Cardinals have 0 home field advantage.
I have that, dude. That's the first bullet point I have is the home. Like they're so bad.
Nothing. They also got completely screwed by the NFL They're coming off their bye week. Well, basically, so is New England because they had the Thursday night game, and now this is a Monday night game. They had basically just as much rest as Arizona did. Basically, in my eyes, wasting Arizona's bye week, or kind of giving New England a second one. So, yeah, I kind of got screwed there. Not really a rest advantage. New England's 3-3 on the road, so they're pretty competent. New England just has a better defense. They've had a much better offense even since DeAndre Hopkins has come back. New England in yards per play the last 3 games ranked 9th. Arizona's 27th. Yards per play against last 3. New England's 3rd in the league. Arizona's 16th. So I think New England's just a way better team here. You shouldn't be giving any points to Arizona at home. So I think New England goes in, wins this game. Probably would just play the money line at this point. I think it might be a 2-point spread, but I wouldn't really have any problem laying the 2 either. I think New England gets it done. And I would lean under 44 in this game. I think Belichick just slows it down. He has a good way of doing that, keeping good players like Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins off the field. So I think it stays under. Also, primetime game angle for the under there. But, yeah, give me New England just to win the game outright.
Yeah. Also, with the Cardinals home, they're 10-20 under Kingsbury. That 10 games under 500 for a team that's actually made the playoffs is just crazy. That's so bad. I'm on the Patriots as well here. I can't confidently take the Cardinals. As you said about Belichick, he always finds a way to take away your best weapon. It doesn't matter. It's a tight end, it's a receiver, it's a running back, and Belichick has more time to prepare coming off a loss. I really like the Pats here. And the Cardinals defense, at home they allow 401 points or yards per game. That's second worst in the league. On the road, they're top 7, 310 yards allowed. At home, they just don't play good. I don't understand why. So give me the Pats here as well, and the under too.
Okay, it's a round of Pats and the under then. That I'm glad you said that stat, Zach, because that seat that Cliff is sitting on, it's starting to heat up.
I mean, I think he's gone after this year. I think he's going back to college. So
you guys think he doesn't even make it through? Like he doesn't start next year?
I don't think so.
Monday or whatever they call that. He'll be.
Yeah.
Who knows? Are there still rumors? I thought I heard about earlier that Kyler might be looking towards baseball.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
This was like months ago, I think, but
I doubt it.
Yeah, who knows?
That'd be wild. After signing that contract, it just goes, I'm going to play baseball instead. That'd be wild.
Hey, yeah.
I was thinking that he made it to next year, but got fired mid-season. But as terrible as they've been at home, they might just decide to can him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. And him and Kyler on the sidelines have been like you've seen arguments between them. They just don't have a good rapport.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. And Kingsbury, I think I saw a stat like 3rd and 1, he's converting like under 30%. I mean, it's I don't know. I'm not. I mean, he's a great college coach. I give him that, but he'll probably go back there just like Matt Rule did. So
yeah. All right, guys. With that being the last game on our slate, let's try to come up with a squad pick. What do you guys think?
I think Lions ML would be my pick. Just lay the juice. It's like probably minus 150. I don't mind that at all. 2.5. You never. Lions love playing close games. God forbid. You know, Ethan. I think Lions was a good one we had. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think Lions. It's actually minus 135, so even better.
Perfect.
And that will come. I could almost guarantee you that's coming back down. I think it closes minus 115, minus 120. So yeah, I think that could be a good play. I think the only other ones we kind of liked quite a bit was Tennessee, but we already said we aren't going to.
Yeah, don't touch that.
3 weeks in a row there. And I think we all liked San Fran, but Zach, you weren't too crazy on them.
No, I mean I wouldn't hate a squad ride there, but I think the Lions. I mean Ben, you could chime in too. I think the Lions is the pick here. I really do.
I was looking at the Patriots and Steelers. Do you guys have strong feelings with those?
I would be more confident in the Patriots if I were to choose, but
okay,
probably not the Steelers for me.
Yeah, I liked Baltimore in that game anyway.
Yeah,
let's see the Lions.
I'm Ben. If you're down for the Lions, I think me and Ethan are down. If you're down,
that scares me.
It scares me.
I'm telling, dude, that line makes it, Vegas is begging you to pick the Vikings. Begging.
They are.
Begging.
We went with Chiefs last week. Let's go with Lions this week.
Ethan.
Let's do it.
Let's go. Awesome. All right, Lions ML for the boys. We're going 3-1.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't believe I'm betting a Lions team. Jesus Christ. But
I don't need the added stress, but here we go.
Oh, dude, it crushed me last week, Ethan. Good luck, man.
If Kelsey doesn't fumble that for the squad riders, that they win. They drive down and win that game. They go up by 10. So it was just.
Crushing.
Yeah, it's all good. All good.
Ethan, let's go to you first for your big three, man.
So, guys, I'm going to get a little unconventional again. Another bad week in the big three. This week, truly, 2-1, I think, easy. I
no.
So I got to give out that teaser. Okay, Minnesota plus 8.5, Baltimore plus 8.5. I think you guys should both jump on it.
I actually might. That's a good one.
It's the best teaser of the entire year. I absolutely love it. I typically bet 1 to 2 teasers a week, so I am extremely involved in them. And yeah, this is my favorite one of the year. Absolutely love that.
You said it was Baltimore and who?
Baltimore, Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Well, it's tough for me betting Minnesota when I have the squad ride, but 8.5 is a lot of points.
8.5 is a lot. Yeah.
Especially for a Lions.
But yeah. Then I'm going to keep it a little unconventional here, but I'm going to do a 2-team money line parlay. The odds come out to minus 116, so it's right there. It's going to be Tennessee for a third week in a row, making my big three. I think Tennessee gets it done. Kansas City gets it done. 2-team money line parlay, minus 116. And then my last one's going to be Carolina plus 4. Nice. Think they can win outright. Horrible spot for Seattle. So, yeah, a little unconventional, but I need to bounce back in a huge way. I think this gets it for me. My favorite 3 I've given out.
Oh. Am I allowed to put a player prop in here? And it's not the one that I'm putting in the parlay.
I would say, yeah.
I think anything goes.
Yeah.
If it's making people money, it's making people money.
Derrick Henry over yards, 82.5. I think that's his line right now. Give me him. King Henry's facing his sons. I like Derrick Henry's over yards prop. I'm doubling down. Give me Titans minus 4, I guess, is my second one. I'm kind of doing what Ethan did that 1 week, but I keep going to the one, but I'm going Titans minus 4. My second one. My third one. Debating Browns Dolphins here. Give me Browns plus 6, just because the 3.5 hook for the Dolphins is a little scary for me. So give me Browns plus 6 to my third one.
That almost made mine as well.
Yeah.
For my big three, this could be like a combo at Chili's called the favorites.
Oh.
So we're going with Chiefs minus 9, the Cowboys minus 16.5.
Ooh, wow.
And the Eagles minus 7.
Wow.
All the big favorites.
All the big favorites.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Available at Chili's now.
I do believe that KC is at 9.5 now and Dallas is at 16. Is that
okay? I'll take it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah. A little easier on Dallas.
Hey, Ben's the guy going undefeated here. So
yeah,
I'm going crazy now.
Yeah.
I don't even need explanation. I just need you to say what you're
sit
on.
Back and listen.
I'll go throw money blindly on it. I'm actually extremely profitable too. You just take the opposite. You just fade me. So we're all extremely profitable on the show.
That's a good point.
Okay, so we're gonna do something new starting this episode. We're gonna give out a parlay, and mine was so close to hitting. This is our first week doing this. This one's gonna hit. This is player props only. Zach, I think this was your idea, wasn't it?
Yeah, I just think it's betting sides and all that. It's just fun in the end, but player props are profitable too. There's some lines out there that you're like, oh, this guy went off, but the team didn't cover, or they lost. But I don't know, player props are fun. I guess I'll give out the first leg if you want me to.
Yeah.
Deontay Foreman, I want to say it's 55.5 rushing yards against the Seahawks. That is so good. Seattle defense has been awful against the run. Dead last in rushing yards per game a lot of the last 3 weeks, 205 and 205 average let up the last 3 weeks. That's just crazy. Allowing 5 yards a carry. I expect Foreman to get at least 25 carries. So naturally, I don't think he's averaging more than 2 yards a carry. I think they try to keep Dino off the field. Deontay Foreman is getting over 20 carries, and he's definitely going to over 55.5 yards. So that's so low.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, and whoever messes this up, Ethan, don't mess it up. This is a parlay, so if you loses, it screws us.
Yeah.
Keep that in mind.
So we have the squad ride. This is the squad parlay ride now.
Yep.
So Yeah, I'm gonna look actually in the same game there. Just a PSA though, we are filming this on Wednesday, so like DraftKings doesn't have player prop lines out. What we're saying, it's gonna be we're using Prize Picks to kind of look at the lines being set. So if it varies a little bit on DraftKings or whatever book you use when it comes out, just know that's probably why. Yeah, I'm gonna look in the same game actually. I like Seattle's kicker Jason Myers over 1.5 field goals made. Seattle's been a high scoring offense. They've been a high scoring offense all year. I think they can move the ball a little bit on Carolina, at least get into field goal range. I think Carolina can shut them down in the red zone though, giving Myers plenty of kicks. He's hit this 8 out of 11 games this year, and he's 23 for 24 on field goal attempts this year. So he's only missed one. So if he gets 2 attempts, more than likely he's going to make them. So yeah, Jason Myers over 1.5 field goals made.
Okay, we're gonna stay in that game. This wasn't how we planned it, but we're gonna stay. I'm going with Geno over 245.5 passing yards. The running backs, they're without Penny. They're without Walker.
Kenneth Walker.
Kenneth Walker. So they're going to have to throw the ball. Geno's shown that he can. Over the last 5 games, he's averaging 291.4 yards.
Yeah, he's slinging it. And they're going to have to throw it more, as you said. I like that. I like that, guys. And it's all the same game. You're not playing that at all. That's not how it's usually probably going to go at all. But
that's probably the only time this will be a same game parlay.
Yeah.
I have to say,
and it's all different. It's defense, offense, and special teams. So it's all good. So you're watching for something every time that someone's on the field. So there you go.
I have to say too, I just gave out Carolina +4 as one of my best bets this week, and this correlates pretty well. Seattle getting field goals, Foreman running because they have the lead, Geno passing, playing catch up. Kind of like it.
Is that?
No, Ethan, the confidence you're exuding today, man. Exuding.
I love it.
It's honestly scary because
I was doing my research yesterday morning. I was like, I want to film right now. Actually, when I got to that Carolina play, I was like, I love Carolina so much. Just kind of an odd, off the wall pick there. Not one that probably too many people are going to be looking at. And I was just ready to film right there and then.
What do you ever read?
I mean, I'm scared for you because I like you and I don't want you to be sad because you're really confident in this.
You know, guys, when you go 2-7 in 3 weeks, you're really looking to get to the next episode and give out some more information. So I can see why you guys are probably all happy with your 7-2, 8-1 record, whatever you guys are. No, I'm ready for the next episode. I need some winners.
And your draft last week was bad, so it's been rough for you.
That's true. A good one this week. Can't wait.
Well, let's get to it. Zach, we're ready, man.
All right, guys. It's comedy movies here. We get 5 picks each. So if there's a series, so like Hangover, for example, you pick one of the 3. You're not picking a series of movies. It's just one movie. If it's however many there are. So draft order is me, Ben, Ethan. So I have first pick. I'm taking Hangover 1. That is a classic. It's my favorite comedy movie ever. I'm happy I have the first pick. Classic. I literally want to go to Vegas and not do the same thing because I'm not saying I want to do the same thing. I want to gamble. It's a classic movie. I love Zach Galifianakis. Alan is one of the best characters in a comedy movie ever. He's hilarious. Hangover 1's my first pick.
That is a good pick. I didn't see you going that way, but it's a good pick.
Thank you.
That would have been one of mine.
Oh, really? Nice. Yeah. You're improving. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm staying here in the middle for every draft, except for the first one when I got to pick my jersey. So I'm pretty happy I still get my first, and that's Step Brothers.
Nice.
I feel like Will Ferrell is the king of comedy. He's on the Mount Rushmore of comedy, at least.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
It was hard picking which movie of his, but I think Step Brothers is the best one.
It's a great pick. That was probably my 1B to my 1A.
Yeah.
So
those were both in my top 3. So
nice.
Okay. I'm telling you guys, movies.
You're actually relevant here. There we go. This is good.
All right. Well, I'm going with a classic, Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
Good just one. Hilarious. Can watch it over and over and over again. You laugh every single time. The first Dumb and Dumber, obviously. Yep, that's gonna be my first pick there, and then Let's see here. God, I have such a big list. Zach, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna make you happy this week, Zach. I think, and I'm gonna go Steve Carell, 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Nice.
Okay.
The movie is just absolutely hilarious.
Good pick. That is classic.
Just countless hilarious parts.
It's so good.
Yeah, I love it.
It's on my list. It's on. Hey, the both movies you said are on my list. So
Yeah.
good job.
Yeah.
This is the
Improvement,
best start
guys.
to a draft.
Improvement.
Mhm. This is good. This is it. Now this is actually a debate. Now, Ethan. This is
Right.
Good.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
And no, me going last was not a punishment for last week. It's just how
No.
the random
It's just
generated.
no. The wheel thought you should have went last. That's what
Yeah.
happened. The wheel thought.
Fate spoke.
Yeah. Exactly.
I hope I don't derail it here with my second pick, but this is one of like the movies I think I might have laughed like hardest at throughout the whole movie, and that's Andy Samberg's Hot Rod. Have you guys seen that one?
Yep.
Oh man, that if you haven't seen that, I'm a big Andy Samberg guy, and I just find that one so funny.
That's good.
That was good.
It's a good pick.
Wasn't
I
on
have
list, but
I have my third. I'm getting super bad with mine. Super bad
yeah.
is my second pick. It's just such. I don't know. Jonah Hill is hilarious in it. McLovin, one of the best characters in any comedy ever. It's so. I could watch it every time and I laugh. Oh, this is good now. Third, give me Ted 2. Ted 2. I'm taking
Okay.
Ted 2. I love Mark Wahlberg, and give me the Bears. What's the actor's name? Seth MacFarlane is the bear.
Yep.
It's just iconic. I think Ted 2 is better than Ted 1. I don't know. The Liam Neeson scene, I don't think I've ever seen it. With the tricks for kids is so funny. There's just so many classics. Give me Ted 2.
Wonderful.
I like it.
Good start, guys. My number 3 is another one I find hilarious. I don't know if it's on your guys' list, but it's Role Models.
Good.
yeah.
Yes. Yeah,
Oh
it's
my
on
gosh,
here.
the LARPing kids. It's McLovin.
Yep.
It is. Yeah. That's good.
If you haven't watched that movie, you got to go watch it right now.
All these movies that we're saying are classic
Yeah.
comedies.
Yeah.
So.
Oh man,
All right, Ethan.
I have a lot of. Man, what do I go with here? Let's do. Man, let's do. I'm gonna go Jackass number 2.
I was
I
waiting for
love
someone to do one
Jackass.
of the jackasses.
Yeah, I think that's the one. I think it's number 2, the one where they do like that giant swinging hand, knocking people over, and
I think.
yeah, I think they run with the bulls. Maybe I don't know, but all the Jackasses, you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
I think Steve-O and Knoxville and all those guys are absolutely hilarious. So, yeah, that's a tough pick. I could have picked 10 other movies on my list here, but
Same. I have a lot too.
we'll go with that. Oh, we're doing 5, aren't we?
Yeah, you got. Then this is what, your fourth, so you got another one coming back.
Okay, well, this is great. I forgot we were doing 5. Let's do now I just have this another debate here. Let's go with, just because it's the holidays, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. With Chevy Chase. Hope you guys have seen it. If you haven't, you got to watch it. It's just classic.
I've seen it
hilarious.
a long time.
Yeah, you got to watch it, especially around the holidays. Fantastic, hilarious Christmas movie.
I could do with a rewatch on that one. It's been a while.
Same.
You won't be disappointed.
Okay, well, good. I'll watch it here in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
It's a good time for it.
I can't believe I'm getting this pick at my 4th, but that's Anchorman.
Damn, that was my next one. God damn
Anchorman,
it.
come on! That's the hymn of comedy.
Brick,
movies.
Yeah.
and Steve Carell in that movie is one of the funniest characters of all time.
I
He's
love Lamp.
hilarious. Yeah, I love. It's so good. It's so. Oh, good one. Fuck. Okay. We haven't said this guy's movie yet, and I have to put him in. Grown Ups, Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fourth. Adam
Yeah.
Sandler is also Mount Rushmore of comedians,
is.
in my opinion, for movies.
Yep.
He's fantastic. Grown Ups is a classic. There's so many good at Chris Rock, the Paul Blart I've known. Kevin Smith is his real name or something.
Kevin James.
I don't know his actual
Right.
James. There we go.
Yep.
Thank you. Just so many good actors. Classic movie. I have a lot here. we haven't said this guy, a Seth Rogen movie, and I'm in between two
Oh.
here. Give me Pineapple Express.
I knew
as
it.
my fifth.
I knew it.
Pineapple Express is my fifth. There's just another him and is it James Franco in that one or Dave?
James. I think James.
He does one of them with one movies more with one of the Francos.
Yeah.
But that's just a great movie. It's good. So there's my 5. I'm happy with my 5. I wish I had Anchorman though. God damn it.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I was really hoping you took one of these too, Zach, because I'm really torn between the two. I'm gonna. Oh gosh, because
after the draft, tell us which one you're debating with the other as well. So don't say it because Ethan might take it. So
okay. I have this one ranked higher, so I'm gonna take this one. But it's Ben Stiller, and it's Dodgeball.
Nice.
Dodgeball.
Nice.
ESPN 8 The Ocho. Like, there's just so many parts in there that are just iconic.
Yep, that's good.
All right, so last pick here.
Mr. Irrelevant here, but it's
Mr.
not
Irrelevant.
But
Here we
it is
go.
Mr. Irrelevant.
Man, there's quite a few here. Let's go with we'll go Adam Sandler as well. We'll do The Longest Yard.
Nice pick.
Yeah,
That's really good.
Yeah, funny,
Phenomenal.
good movie.
So many people in that movie, like Stone Cold Steve Austin's in it.
Yeah,
it's so good.
What's his face?
The big guy, Kevin Nash is in it. The rapper Nelly's in it. I mean, there's so many dudes.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Bill
Chris Rock
Romanowski, that old,
dies in it. Chris Rock's character literally dies in it. Sorry for spoiling it, but it's been out for 15 years, so it's phenomenal.
Isn't Tracy Morgan in that?
Yeah, he's
he like cheerleader.
He's a cheerleader guy. Yeah. It's oh, and then the guy, Brucey with the kicker, and he's like flirting with them. The cheerleader. Yeah, that's a good pick. All right, Ben, tell me which one you were debating between.
So this guy's also on the Mount Rushmore. Jim Carrey and Ace Ventura.
Oh yeah,
Jim Carrey, man. He's if we were making a Mount Rushmore, who would you guys have up there? I feel like Carrey has to be on it, right?
Yeah. I think Kevin Hart's really funny. He would be like he's creeping in that for me.
He's funny.
Sandler, Farrell.
Farrell, yeah.
Jonah
It's
Hill's
that fourth spot.
Yeah, there's a lot of good ones. I mean, there's good. All right, that was our best draft because Ethan was competent in it. That was good.
That was a great one.
What were some honorable mentions that you guys had?
I had both the Jump Streets were on there for me. Those are Were the Millers. Billy Madison was in it. Big Daddy was in it. I had some other ones.
Yeah.
I had Waterboy.
Yeah.
Talladega Nights.
Yeah, that was one of mine.
Tropic Thunder has like a special place in my heart.
Yep.
Game Night. I'm not a huge Jason Bateman guy, but that one's so funny, dude.
Dude, like if you've seen Breaking Bad, Todd, the neighbor in that movie, is so funny with the animal.
Yeah.
Oh my god, so good. That's a good one.
Pop Star. That's another Andy Samberg one. It's basically if you like the Lonely Island SNL skits, it's just that for a movie. So that one's good.
Oh,
and
I also had This Is the End is also a good one.
That is good.
Oh yeah. Seth Rogen.
Everybody's in that.
You guys got most of mine, but I had Old School on there. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
21 and over. Austin Powers, the Gold Member.
Awesome.
Yeah, it has 21 and over has Top Gun in it. Miles Teller.
Okay.
Airplane, the movie from like the 70s or whenever that was. Classic.
Wasn't like OJ Simpson in that one?
It's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And then School of Rock. I just think Jack Black is hilarious in that movie. So that was on the list as well.
Jack Black's funny too. He's
good.
Nice. That was a good draft, guys. Good job. That was
curious to see which person people think won.
Yeah, I'm very curious of that as well. Yeah, that was a good, well-rounded right there. So, nice job.
How about talking college football? Not a lot of games going on. We're in bowl season now. Zach, you want to talk about the Army-Navy game?
Yeah, Navy's -2.5 spread here. Over under 32.5, extremely low, but these two teams run the ball every play. So I like Navy -2.5 here a lot. I'm betting this for sure. Navy's played way tougher opponents. UCF, they beat them, by the way. Notre Dame, Cincy, SMU, Houston, and they're all close. Army's best opponent was Wake Forest and lost by 35. In terms of what both teams like to do, Navy is 4th in the nation in stopping the run, which is what Army likes to do. And Army is 115th in the nation at stopping it. So I like Navy a lot, actually.
Yeah, I don't hate that play at all. This is probably the only under in the world that's more profitable than the Broncos under this year. So you have to look under 32. I mean,
you have to. It's that low for a reason.
Yeah, this is probably the one that goes over. But you're a fool if you are jumping in on the over until it actually hits. So you gotta go under.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yep. All right, we're all on the same thought process there. We wanted to take a quick second, and our goal of reaching 100 subscribers, we're getting closer. We wanted to thank everybody, do a little personal from us to you guys. Thank you. We're up to over 50 now, so we're halfway to our goal.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
We had a lot over this last video. A lot of new, so that was good.
We did. We appreciate all you guys watching, supporting us. And that's going to do it for episode 4 of the Better and Green podcast. Follow us on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram at Better Green. That's Better, BETTOR Green. Listen to our podcast on Spotify, Amazon Music, and more. And subscribe to us on YouTube, where you can see some of the highlights from the show. Thank you guys again. This has been Bentley, Ethan Bainbridge, and Zach Stengel, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.
Peace, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys.
Welcome to Better and Green, eh? To Better and Green, eh? To Better and Green, eh? Listening and cash out, that's what it's all about. Come on, let's make cash now. We always on spot and we cover all spot from the bottom to the top, eh? Shout out to Ethan, shout out to Zed, shout out to Ben. Welcome to our podcast, Better and Green.